Yeah, hey everybody, it's Mr. Sidekick here, welcoming you back to more Super Metroid. In the last episode, I didn't realize my mic had turned off at the very end of the episode, and I recorded the first 5 minutes of the next episode in complete silence. It's a good thing I had saved right at the end of the episode, so that was a good reset point. In this episode, we're going to the wrecked ship. And maybe it's a good thing that the audio didn't keep for the last episode, because I kind of went on a rambly tangent about the state of video game movies. And well, I had a lot of things to say, but they were all the same point that, like, there's the best video game movies currently out there are the Pokemon movies, even the new ones that are kind of not as good as the old ones, but and like everything, Silent Hill 1 was also good, but everything else is just, that didn't happen in the last recording, and now I'm kind of sad about that. I didn't want to drop in the drink, because we can't move well through water yet. We're going to at the end, by the time we're leaving the wrecked ship. We're gonna be able to move through water well, but until then, it's a pain in the keister to move around at all in the water. Yes, good sentencing there. Good sentencing there, Sean. Or this video's miles better than the original recording at this point. Oh boy. But the reason why I actually ended up on that tangent about the state of video game movies is because I came up with the idea of, because, like, we have a Marvel Cinematic Universe, we have the DC Extended Universe. Why isn't there a Nintendo Cinematic Universe? The NCU. To give the proper, like, video games a proper time in the limelight in Tinseltown. Because, like, we have the Pokemon movies, but that's about it. But if you, like, do the movies like they were superhero movies, it could work. It could honestly work as one giant shared universe, with the team up being in, of course, what else but the Smash Brothers movie, because I'm so original. But the reason why I actually did bring it up is because I came up with the idea for a movie about the wrecked ship that would be kind of a spin-off / prequel to the Super Metroid movie that tells about what happened to this ship, why it's a wrecked ship, what happened, why it's on Zebes, and who is this Fantoon fellow? I remember I didn't really come up with a distinct or an actual answer as to who Fantoon was. It was just more of a, oh yeah, he's the one that just caused the ship to crash, but he didn't, like, there's no explanation as to who or why he is. He's just there. And it would have ended, like, the post-credit scene would have been Samus arriving on Zebes and stepping foot into the wrecked ship as a direct lead into the Super Metroid movie. But I mean, I don't know if it's gonna work. I think it'd be interesting. Like it would be the Rogue One of, or the Solo of the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. because it would give the ability to tell little side stories that you wouldn't be able to tell in any other medium. About like some of the characters that aren't the main heroes, not like your Marios, your Links, your Samuses, your Pit, Ness, but to help like build the universe, as it were, make it seem more fleshed out, and perhaps even help establish events of the story. Like one of the plot ideas I had for the wrecked ship movie is the fact that this ship belonged to the original crew that was sent here to take care of the space pirates, and that Samus is the second wave, or like the reinforcements almost, that was kind of sent in to check on what happened with the crew. I mean, I don't know if I was actually writing the movie, if I would go with that plot route. It might be. I mean, I can't really think of a better reason as to why a ship would be headed to Zebes, other than to deal with the space pirate menace. Another side story I was thinking about maybe doing would be the origin of the Metroids, because in the canon of the Super Metroid, or the Metroid universe, the Metroids were created as a method of combating something called Virus X, or Parasite X, I can't remember the name of it. The X Parasite? Future me flashed up the real name on the screen. But the Metroids were created as a way of combating it, since, as far as we knew, the Metroids were the only things capable of defeating the X Parasites. But then we realized how bad the Metroid problem would be, because not only if we couldn't stop Parasite X, and the Metroids could, how are we gonna stop the Metroids? So I was thinking about maybe like doing a movie that would explain the origin of the Metroids, as a precursor to the entire Metroid series of films, which would tie into the main storyline somehow. Maybe it's like the people in the future. I missed a thing that I need to go into. It's over here. But yeah, I don't think a Nintendo Cinematic Universe would be too far-fetched, considering Hollywood is always looking for new ideas for their to make their movies about. So why not make it about video games and actually do something good for a change? Get a director like, okay, who would be good? Well, I mean, Edgar Wright kind of proved himself with Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, that he could do a both superhero and video game movie. And he was originally slated to do Ant-Man, but nothing ever came of that. I would love to see a superhero movie directed by Edgar Wright. I just really like Edgar Wright as a director, so he'd be my first choice for a director for one of the movies. I'm not sure which. I don't know who I would get to do Super Mario. That would be an interesting challenge for whoever takes it up. Especially if they do the whole evolution plotline from the original movie, because you know that was such a great plotline that we need to do it in our universe too. If I got a chance to do one of the movies, I would want to do a Kid Icarus trilogy, because I kind of already mapped out the plot of that, and it's based on the different story arcs from Kid Icarus Uprising. But that's neither here nor there. I might talk about it in the future when we actually play a Kid Icarus game. Like, I do want to do Uprising at some point, but until such time that I can actually record on a 3DS, that might not be for a while. Since that game is 3DS only, but it's such a good game that I would want to do it. So, I'm just here pushing my robots, pushing bots, because they really get in the way. I was hoping that would have been an energy tank, but it's not. Okay. I know there's an energy tank around here somewhere, but I need the energy. I really need the energy. Because this siren sound is, well, okay. Just run. Just run, Samus, run. Run, Samus, run! Oh, I screwed up. Oh, I majorly screwed up because I forgot the order that you're supposed to do things in. Oh boy. So basically, how you want to tackle this room is you want to clear out all the enemies, then make sure you open all the doors. It's gonna save you a lot of grief next time you come through here. Well, at least I'm doing it now, in case I ever have to come back up here. Which hopefully I don't. Because if I remember my route correctly, I won't. So, now we just gotta wait for our platform to come. It's like waiting for the bus. There's the bus. Alright, so, well, I'm gonna take a quick drink of water. Water. It's like drinking wet air. Don't read too far into that. But basically, this is just a waiting game, almost. Because you just gotta jump from platform to platform. Jump from Starship Enterprise to Starship Enterprise, much like Worf did when he went from being on the crew of the D to his appearance on the Deep Space Nine. I think that was the show he was on. It's been a while since I watched Star Trek. I need to go back and watch it. Peter, if you're listening to this, we gotta watch Star Trek at some point. Maybe we could do like a marathon of the movies at some point. I don't know when, but that'd be a lot of movies to watch though. I forgot you can do that. I actually learned that little trick very recently in like one of my most recent randomizer runs. That's like, oh yeah, if you jump and then go into the ball, you can go a little bit higher than you normally would be able to. So that's a little fun little tidbit. Bet you didn't know. That's the That's the rip-off series of Did You Know Gaming. Bet you didn't know. Bet you didn't know. You can do a little double jump in the midair, and you'll do good. It's a good game. Super Metroid. Only for the Nintendo GameCube, ready for everyone. Have I ever mentioned? I don't think I have, but my love of like the late N64, early GameCube television commercials, because they are just some really great commercials. I'm not like talking about the ones where they're in the giant cube and it's just a whole bunch of different games. Like there's the weird Morticia Adams like looking girl sitting on the couch with the guy, and then she turns into a GameCube with Luigi's Mansion inside. I'm not talking about like that. I'm talking about like the Mascot commercials, like the one where Banjo from Banjo-Kazooie, well, he's advertising Banjo-Tooie, where he's going skydiving, and the guy says, "You need a parachute, that's a backpack!" And Ben just goes, "Don't worry!" And he jumps, and he realizes Kazooie isn't in his bag. That's a good commercial. Especially because we see that in the end Banjo actually survived somehow. Just when he should have been a Banjo pancake, he just was normal Banjo. Just landed face flat on the ground. He's a magic bear. Banjo's the magic bear. Oh, I like that kind of commercial, or the classic, Mario, Yoshi, Donkey Kong, and Pikachu strolling through sunflower fields, while the turtles, happy together, is playing in the background, and then Mario trips Yoshi, and just an all-out brawl ensues, and just like, oh, it's Super Smash Brothers. Those kind of commercials, the mascot suits, those are my favorite kind of commercial. And as such, like, some of the slogans are ingrained into my memory. Like, I could probably sing the Super Mario Sunshine commercial song off the top of my head, no problem. Or I could sing the Kirby Canvas Curse song off the top of my head, no problem. There is one ad campaign I didn't really understand. I mean, I kind of understand because it came out in 2004. But the ad campaign for Mario Party 5 was always a bit strange because they just decided to go with a full election theme with everything. Like, the commercial was Mario making a campaign speech, but it was just a bunch of interviewers asking him questions, and then we cut to Mario at the podium and he does a peace sign and everyone loves it. And like, if you go on the website, if you go on like the Wayback Machine, go on the Mario Party 5 website, it's all just campaign stuff. Like, it's the Mario Party 5 Mushroom Kingdom presidential elections. But the game doesn't have anything to do with elections or anything like that. It's just about dreams. Because, you know, every kid's dream is to be the president of the United States. And look, I do know that that was the year that it was the Bush versus Kerry election. Okay, I just leaned down and I was making sure that my mic didn't turn off again, so we didn't have a repeat of the end of last episode. But like, I know it was the election year for the president, and it makes sense normally. Like, oh, you make a joke. Let's since it's a campaign year, let's make our entire ad campaign based around the election, and let's see how that goes. And it works. It works. But look, if the game has nothing to do with the election, Why? Like, you could have just made the entire game around the election, but then again, it's a Japanese game, and the Japanese, at least I don't think, really care too much about the course of the 2004 election. I mean, I wouldn't, but anyways, now that we're done with that, we're heading actually on to the next area, Meridia. But we didn't go through the normal way. The normal way is that the game expects you to enter Meridia through a back door in, like, the wrecked ship that leads down a pathway that'll take you to Meridia. Which has, it has some of the best music in the game. But we're not doing that. Because we like to have fun here at Mr. L Sidekick Gaming. And I found it more efficient, since there is an item that you have to pick up that only gets opened once you defeat the boss, but it's on that path, and there's no easy way to get back to that path. So, I just say, why not take that path as a later date? At a later date, not as a later date. So anyways, this is another annoying kind of little mission that we have to do. You have to shine spark right at the exact spot or you're gonna miss. So I'm gonna have to do a little bit of concentration. Oh, perfect timing. Oh, I got the spot perfect. There is a little indication as to what you're supposed to do, but it's one blade of grass, pretty much. And nothing else. So that's always fun. It's a fun little escapade to do. Okay, this room. This room is one of the worst rooms in the entire game. It's called Mount Everest by speedrunners. And because it's a trek. It's a real trek to get through. And the reason why is because there is a set of, say maybe like 8 jumps that you have to do in a row of the grapple beam. And, that was another thing that I mentioned in the outtake recording, was my gripes with the grappling beam. Because in this game, it's the most annoying thing to control in the universe. Like in Lego Batman, or Batman Arkham Asylum, I love the grapple beam. It's so good! Or, I should say, the grappling hook. Because it's actually just a good, it's just a good tool. It's easy to use and fun to use. In this, no, it's not. It really isn't fun. But once you get halfway, it becomes a lot easier because you can just do that. So Mount Everest. I've climbed my own. I don't need to do the real one, because that room is enough of Mount Everest for my liking. I remember when I was first planning out how to space out these episodes, I was going to be like, okay, so we do the wrecked ship in one episode, and then we start Meridia in the next episode. But then I ended up going through the wrecked ship faster than I anticipated. So I'm like, well, great. Now I've started Meridia in this episode, and now I don't know what to do. Because I did have actually a decent saving point. I was going to save after the next boss, and I was going to start the next episode after the boss. But there's still a decent way to go through Meridia before I even get to the boss. So, and we're already at time, or I usually try to shoot for at least about 25 minutes per episode. So this is gonna be a little interesting conundrum. And well, I don't know what I was gonna say after the well, but I think I'm just gonna go into the next room and then I'm gonna call it. So I guess might as well start my spiel now. Next time on Super Metroid, we are going to proceed further into the depths of Meridia, and hopefully we're gonna beat the boss as well, and then maybe start heading towards the last area of the game, which is Ridley's hideout. This has been Mr. L Sidekick, and I'll see you in the next one. Good night, everyone.
I don't think you know what you're doing. You need a parachute. That's a backpack.
Oh, all right. Kazooie? Oh.
Banjo and Kazooie have disconnected, now working individually and as a team to tackle their biggest adventure yet, Banjo-Tooie. Rated E for everyone. Just remember, bears still need a bird to fly.